This is In My Lounge Room, and I'm your host, Sky.
And I'm your other host, Damo, and on today's episode, we're talking about the difficulties of dating.
Damo.
Hey Sky, how you doing?
Splendiferous. Have I used that?
You've done that so many times. It's like your favourite word. We're going to call you Splendiferous Sky from now on, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm great.
Yeah, you're great. So
Yep.
we've spent the afternoon entertaining ourselves.
Yeah.
You've been singing karaoke. I've been cooking burgers.
It's like perfect Sunday afternoon.
It's great. Crumpet's sitting in the sun, enjoying himself.
You introduced me to a really new cool podcast that I listened to on the drive here.
I have actually mentioned it's The Dollop. I've mentioned them on the show before because I've referenced stories
you have.
from there.
Yeah.
But, history podcast.
Yeah.
How did we get onto that?
Well, because I was dancing in my kitchen.
Yes.
Is that yes?
To
Hamilton the musical.
Mm-hmm.
So if anyone wants to look at my Instagram, Sky, I've just changed have you noticed I've changed my handle to Sky Star?
Sky Star rather than Sky Dance PT, Sky Star.
Yeah. And so I just wanted to have a bit of a, jazz hands.
Yep.
A bit of a dance in my lounge room to Hamilton the musical.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And me being a complete
Me
nerd.
being you,
pointed out that Hamilton was pretty much the bad guy in that story, and Aaron Burr was the true hero. Because in Hamilton, they show him as the protagonist who shoots Hamilton.
I'm the guy who shot him. Yeah.
Yeah. No, Aaron Burr was the guy who was anti-slavery,
anti-everything. He's amazing.
Pro-women's rights.
Yeah.
He was anti-segregation of class.
Don't tell me too much. I'm still listening.
Yeah, okay. Well, it's in the history book. It happened a while ago. It's not like what happened at the end of Titanic. The boat sinks. Oh my God! What? But yeah, so Aaron Burr was actually a really awesome dude, and Hamilton spent decades trying to discredit him because Hamilton was a typical founding father, and the founding fathers of the United States are very problematic, middle-aged white men. And they didn't like women, they didn't like black people.
They didn't really like anyone other than middle-aged white men.
Yeah, and so Hamilton is one of those guys. And so that's why Aaron Burr ended up challenging him to a duel, is because Hamilton was a dick.
Yeah.
And that's why he shot him. So,
well, I haven't got to that point yet. I'm just at the point where he's like amazing.
Yeah, he was a great guy.
Yeah,
Aaron Burr,
so he's like married this woman with a really weird name, and then their daughter's a genius. Yeah, it's just really cool. I'm really enjoying it.
Because people aren't like very well versed in history. They see the musical and go, oh, yeah, Hamilton, amazing.
Yeah, he's on the $20 note or whatever.
Yeah, Hamilton was an asshole. Like most of those dudes, though, and our American listeners will attest to that. Founding fathers were all racist, misogynistic dickbags.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Hamilton the musical is very good, but it's now I know that it's just a work of fiction.
Yeah, basically it is, because the guy who wrote the book was not a historian. And then,
a dentist, didn't you say?
Oh, I don't know what he was.
I don't know.
It was something like that. He wasn't a historian. And then the guy who wrote the play wrote it based on the book.
Yeah.
He didn't do any historical.
No.
He's like, this is a cool story.
Yeah.
I'm going to make it into a musical.
And it's a very cool musical.
It is way historically inaccurate. So, so Aaron Burr was a stand-up dude who had enough of being picked on by a dickhead and challenged him to a duel.
All right, well, I will continue with this podcast. Yeah. However, the song that I was dancing away to is actually the one that's like this the King George song when he's all about, and he basically he plays a very camp and like, I'll be back and yes, and I'm awesome and woo, which is pretty much, why.
I haven't seen it.
No. Which is pretty much like my performance in my kitchen.
Okay. Yeah. I assume it was exactly like that.
Yeah, identical. Yeah. He did it in his pajamas and everything.
Yeah, that's it. Speaking of pajamas, did you see the guy in the corner with the dressing gown?
I messaged you. Did you see my message?
No.
Oh, I literally said, just saw a guy pushing a pram in his pajamas.
Oh, yeah, I came around the corner and I saw him. Because Well, let's talk about what happened there, Sky.
Okay.
So when you go to a home open, don't park on people's front lawns,
Right.
especially when Sky's coming around and that's her parking spot when we do the podcast.
So I literally voice message you going, someone's parked in my car park, and you're like, you don't have a car park. Do you mean like the front lawn?
Do you
I'm
mean
like,
my lawn?
I'm like, yes, that's what I mean. Yes.
Yeah, precisely my lawn. Yeah, yeah. So that was a little bit irritating. So please, when you go on a home opens, be a bit respectful of the locals.
Luckily, I'm not afraid to go into the home open and find the person with the car.
Oh, is that what you did?
Yes.
Was it those two girls that came out when I pulled up?
It was an older woman and her daughter.
Oh, okay, because they both look like they were in their 20s.
Yeah, no, she was in her 20s, but the mother was probably in her 50s. So I walked into the home open and went, sorry, who has a Hyundai? And she's like, oh, me, sorry. And then her mum was like, meh. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
her mum was a Karen.
Maybe we should have started up the karaoke bit earlier so that people at the home open knew what they're in for.
Right.
Or I could have opened up this door here and just put some really obnoxious death metal on or something like
that. Would have been awesome.
Everybody, look up Archspire if you want to see something that blows your mind. If you're not prepared for metal, if you're not if you're not into metal and you're not very educated on metal, look up Archspire.
Okay.
Spelled as you would expect, arch. And the word spire, it's one word, but it's technical death metal, and it will confuse and upset you, because it's very
sounds lovely.
It's very difficult to listen to if you don't have if you're not tuned into what metal sounds like, because it's like if you listen to
opera.
No, let's say Paganini or some really high speed, lots of notes, lots of technicality, or Flight of the Bumblebee or something like that.
Okay.
Except it is the most technically extreme form of music that you can get. So listen to Archspire and see how far you get.
2 seconds.
Yeah, we can chuck some on now. But anyway, how's your week been?
It's been good. Yeah, it's been busy, crazy, just normal life. Yes. Yeah. Yeah.
There was some. So getting to the actual. Me too. Same shit.
Yeah,
boring,
I know, right? Whatever.
You know.
Yeah.
Billy's had her inter-school sports carnival on Friday.
She smashed it. Go girl.
She went there hoping for fourth or better in her individual race.
She
came second, so she was stoked. Yeah. Which is good for inter-schools. So,
fantastic.
So
Go
she
girl.
was pretty happy with that.
Yeah.
And it's really funny. Her and this other girl who is also the fast runner. They're like the two fast girls in the school. At the lunch break, all of these kids from other schools and from going up and going, can we race you?
Yeah.
The two, so that they could compare themselves against the fastest girls. But yeah, it was. She's built differently to most 10-year-olds. Mm-hmm. She's physically different. She's quite muscular.
She is super muscular. Yeah.
And she's also 10-year-old who's gone through puberty, so she's got that on them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you posted this week asking for dating horror stories because we thought it would be fun.
Yeah, we thought we hadn't. It's been 6 months, maybe.
Maybe.
Don't know.
It's a while back, yeah.
Yeah, and so we were like, let's just do it again. Just get some more stories. And
because we could have just done a podcast on dating horror stories, to be honest.
Probably.
From that point.
Yeah. So I was like, let's get some new ones. Okay. And I posted on just my personal page, and I posted on a couple of singles pages. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then what happened?
Nothing.
Now, either people don't want us to tell their stories on air, or what actually happened? What was the responses like?
Okay. The responses were basically. Okay, I'll read you some of the comments. Mm-hmm. Dating is the horror story. You really need to delve further. One comment. Mm-hmm. Oh, my favourite. You look very young.
That's appropriate.
Another girl who we know. Oh, Karen. I've given up completely.
Yep.
Another one. I'm so done with dating. Sick of the guys cancelling on the day or just being purely flaky after making plans to meet. Mm-hmm. One guy was like, have a few. I'm like, well, send them to me. And then he just never did. Another guy waved at me. Another guy said, serial heartbreaker, lol. Just so we're clear, I don't know who he is.
Is he talking about himself?
He's talking about me. Because then he messaged me photos of himself, which I clearly didn't open because he's like, I hope you don't like photos. That was the one I sent to you.
Weirdo. Don't do that.
No.
Because when you message someone you don't have hasn't accepted your friend request or hasn't accepted your messages on Facebook.
Or like never interacted with you.
It comes up with the photo is covered just in case they're sending you something dodgy. So it doesn't matter what you send. You could be sending a photo of your cat.
Yeah.
The other person can't see it and they're not going to open it because you look like a creepo.
Yeah.
Like for all they know, it could be your dick.
It probably is. Yeah. I hope you don't mind photos. No, I do mind. Also, I'm not replying. Okay, another person replied saying, I've just given up on most things. And then someone put a little sad face next to there. And then I got a story. I did get one story. Are we ready?
Go for it.
I dated a woman not so long ago. It was quite serious. Within 3 to 4 months, I was spending time with her child, etc. I'm assuming, and her. One night, I get a phone call from a bloke saying, hey, are you so-and-so's dom? Could you fuck off? I'm like, hey, hang on. I'm not a dom. I've been fucking her for 4 months.
Oh, classy.
Lovely.
That's a really respectful way to talk about.
I would have probably been like, I'm having a relationship with her.
Super respectful way to talk about a woman,
Yeah. Who are you and what has she told you? Conclusion? She wasn't a single mother. She was a briefly separated mother. That's a single mother.
Single, yeah.
Who just so happened to fantasize about me. According to the husband, our relationship he knew of was non-sexual. I just don't even know what to say. This is literally an hour ago he sent this to me or commented. Like, what do you even say to that? I haven't even replied.
So she's told him that.
So she said, I'm separated. I'm single mum, which is a separated person is a single person. Yeah. And then apparently her husband's like, are you her dom? And then, but no, not her dom, just fucking her. Not even in a relationship. Even though he says, I was spending time with her. It was quite serious.
Be more respectful to be her dom. Like being someone's dom's a bit of an honour, really.
Yeah.
You know, it's quite a very respectful position
exactly.
that you earn to be in. Like you wouldn't be that immediately. Like there's a lot of there's a vetting process and a lot of negotiation involved before someone goes, you're my dom. So that's weird. Unless she's told, but if it's non-sexual, what's she told the husband?
Well, that's what she's obviously told. So it's weird that he said, are you her dom? And yet she said that their relationship was non-sexual.
Yeah, but also when it comes to the dom and sub dynamic, doesn't necessarily have to be sex involved. It could be an emotional thing, which is in some ways like DDLG is like that. It's an emotional thing. So like it's where they, you message them and tell them it's bedtime, or you tell them they're a good girl because they brush their teeth and stuff. It's like it's just a bit weird.
Yeah.
Well, it's not weird, but it's a bit different
to
compared to a sexual kind of dominance. Yeah, because you can be dominant in the bedroom without being someone's dom.
Yeah, true. Okay, so I still don't understand this comment though. It's still very weird. Also, I just like the fact that he was like, I've been fucking her for 4 months. Who are you? Like, the whole thing about this.
Excuse me, sir. Don't talk about women like that. Like, because saying I've been fucking someone, it makes them an object because it's like I'm masturbating with a human being. That's what you're doing. If you say, oh, I'm fucking them, not we're fucking. We're fucking, that's okay. You can say that.
But I'm fucking that
her.
person. Yeah.
The first thing is like, no, I'm doing this to that person. We're not sharing this thing together. Or I've been seeing her for 4 months.
Yeah.
Or, yes, we're sleeping together
or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, I'm not even replying to it. In fact, he started off with saying I dated a woman. And then he moved it to, no, actually, I'm just fucking her. That's a male ego bullshit.
Pretty much, yep.
Anyway, so when we were discussing today's episode, I was like, I got nothing. I
do have, this isn't dating, but like it's another message from Karen, because you mentioned Karen. This dick has just out of the blue messaged her. And because it's the first message you can see there, where there's no view profile. You aren't connect. You aren't friends on Facebook. If you reply, blank, we'll also be able to call you and see your info, such as AOSAP, blah blah blah. So this is his first message out of the blue. Hey Karen, do you have time to chat? Honest, it can be painful He's separated pain and full into two words. Damien, don't. Once again.
I know.
Just read.
Just reading. Okay, just read it.
Don't pick on people. Look at this idiot. Just sitting in the corner. Sorry, Crumpet's just got up on a stool and is just looking into the corner. Hey, Karen, do you have time to chat? Honest, it can be painful when a girl read your message and not reply. You know you're not pretty enough and that's why they don't reply. Oh, poor man. It can be so rude when you try and speak to a woman and they read your message and then they don't reply. For me, I don't care because I know the women that only go for looks. Why would you make that your first message to a woman? But
that's what that guy, remember, who messaged me on Bumble and was like, I'm not really fit, so you're probably not going to be into me. And I'm like, well, wow, that's really...
Because, you know, like we've discussed negging before, like it's where negging is putting someone down so that they seek your approval, right? He's not putting her down.
He's putting himself down.
He's putting himself down. Like, that's like reverse negging. Yeah. Like, I'm going to belittle myself so that you feel sorry for me.
But that's what that guy did to me on Bumble. Exactly what he did. He was like, I'm not like a big muscly guy, so I'm probably not your type. I'm like, well, now you're not.
Now you're not.
No.
And like, in a way, he is negging because he's saying to her, I hate it when women don't reply. Like, straight up anticipating that she's not going to reply to try and guilt her into replying.
Yeah,
right?
But that's not how, she won't do that.
So, but what would Karen actually do? Message me,
yeah, of course,
and go, check this dickhead out, right? So she's like, I don't even know what to say. So I said, like, a whole bunch of stuff, and she's like, I'm going to word it. So my response was self-deprecation and low self-confidence is much more of a reason not to talk to someone. And despite what you might think about how shallow women may or may not be, they definitely don't like to receive unsolicited messages from complete strangers, and that is probably a more likely reason. Telling a woman that women only go for looks is a surefire way to get them to think that you are a bit insecure, and women don't like that very much at all. Which is basically true. So she sent that, and I haven't actually read this, but she screenshotted me his reply. Mm-hmm. I don't really mind because I messaged the same girl as my mate. She messaged him back and not me. I got to go. Message later. If you want a fake guy, go grab it. This is not about me. This is about another guy, and I don't want you to. You just want you posted. I forgot to send that message to see ya. All I was saying is it's rude to ignore. Simple, if the guy is hot, she wouldn't reply. She would reply simply.
Do you know what? Okay. Are you still reading?
No, there's a lot more, but it goes more into like,
okay.
Admin of the page kind of stuff. But
yeah. I get like, so in that, when I did do that post about have you got any dating stories, I got like 1 million messages. Well, not 1 million, but enough.
I do like this last comment, sorry.
Oh, yeah?
Where she said, please stop writing to me now. Go work on yourself.
Go, Karen.
That's like...
Yeah.
Yeah,
I agree.
Sorry, go on.
No, it's fine. So basically, like, I got 1 million messages. One guy messaged me saying, good morning, how are you? My name. How are you? My name.
My name is what?
Not
My
even that.
name is who?
My name, and then his name.
Yeah.
I'm 42, I'm single. How's URE day going?
How's UR day going?
Yeah, URE.
You're doing what I do.
Yeah, I know, I am now.
Don't pick on people who can't spell.
Anyway, this guy just said hello with a waving face.
Howdy.
This guy, hello, nice to meet you, Sky.
That's a weird. Can I just talk about that? Like, because let's talk about like way people interact on
things. He messaged me December 2020 and then didn't message me until Thursday again.
When you message someone, so how December did you say?
December 2020, he messaged me, nice to meet. I'm on a Perth singles.
So 2.5 years ago.
Yeah. And then he said nothing. I obviously never replied.
Yeah.
And this is one that commented, serial heartbreaker.
Because he messaged you in 2020, he didn't reply, and you broke his heart, and he's held on to that, Sky. He's held on to that for that long. You cold, heartless bitch.
Anyways, then he messaged me going, hello, nice to meet you, Sky. I'm a member on Perth Singles. I'm from Fremantle. Hope you don't mind pics. And obviously I've not looked at the pics and I haven't even replied.
Hope you don't mind pics. Bro, we're on Messenger. Mm. I can click on your face and look at your pics. Mm. So you've automatically got pics. There's another part of the conversation we need to have about seeing people's pics as well, because we talked about blind dating. We'll circle back around to that. But yeah, the whole Nice to meet you. You haven't met me. I haven't even accepted your message yet. Once you've said hi, you can say nice to meet you online because things have changed these days. But actually talk to someone. Nice to have met you.
Well, this guy has messaged me, another one saying, "Hey, gorgeous. I know, right? How are you doing? And how is your day going? So far, so good." Is that a question or a statement? I'm not sure.
It's he's answered it himself.
Yeah.
So
I'm assuming that he's saying his day is going so far, so good because I don't know if mine was when he messaged me.
It kind of feels like, when you're like when we were kids and you'd have a pen pal and you'd write letters to them.
Oh, yeah, and you sort of answer your questions.
You'd be like,
yeah.
"Hi, Sky, how's your week been? I've been really well.
Yeah.
I hope things are going good.
Yes,
I hear you got a new puppy. How is it going? Is the toilet training going well? Have you been down to the Rockingham foreshore lately? I hear there's an arts display on."
Okay.
That's how you write a letter.
Well, that's how he's messaged me. Obviously, I didn't reply. I don't reply to any of this.
Yeah.
I just ignore it. Okay, so are we going to look at blind dating, or are we just can we just comment a little bit more?
I think we'll circle back to that.
Now?
No, we'll circle back. I'll make a note.
Okay, make a note. Okay, so what I've noticed with these Perth singles pages and not all my friends, but a couple of my friends, and actually to be truthful, my sister, everyone is so negative about dating.
Yeah.
Everyone is like,
probably for good reason.
Yeah, true. I mean, it's a jungle out there.
Yeah, however, carry on. Yeah.
Yeah, so like, Karen's now given up. My sister said to me, "I just can't get a date." Our friend Sarah is really negative about it at the moment. Like everyone, and then people obviously who commented going, "Dating sucks, this sucks, that sucks, life is blah, blah, blah." Now, most of these people are on singles groups. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that is a very big reason why they're all so depressed, because singles groups suck.
I don't think that's a reason why they're depressed. I think that they're drawn there.
Yeah.
And they're drawn there because they are looking for something that's missing in their lives. And then because they're not the most 100% secure in themselves, they get on there. And then it feeds their insecurities, which makes them depressed. Being there itself, like
no, you're right. Yeah.
So they're feeding their insecurities, but there's also that there's people on those pages who will never get off them.
No, we know.
Never get off them because they are being validated on there.
Whereas I don't like them. I hate being on them.
No.
They are not. I know for a fact that my self-esteem goes to shit the minute I'm on them. So that's why I often leave them.
And it's people
5 times in a week.
We did discuss people compare themselves to other people, and that's a normal human trait. But on there, people will see, the quote unquote popular ones, and it makes them feel bad. Like if someone, put up post a selfie, and someone posts a selfie and they get a lot more likes, then other people are like, "Why aren't I getting likes?" And then they start to not like that person because they're too popular.
Yeah.
And then these little cliques form, and
we know how it works.
Yeah, and it's a bit weird. And that happened to me when I was on there. We're talking like 2 years ago now, but when I was on there, I was being nice to people. I was being pro-women. I'm not ugly. And so if I did it, I was the dude getting a lot of attention, getting a lot of likes. And then people hated me. Well, men hated me because I stood out. But there's that level of jealousy and negativity, but it's that need for validation that people have on there. And so, unfortunately, I feel like a lot of the people on those pages, and let's face it, if there's 10,000 people in those groups, there's probably only 200 who regularly comment, right?
Definitely.
The ones who are commenting are the ones who are looking for validation, the ones who are not necessarily as secure as they should be. And so, unfortunately, and I hate to say it, their bad dating experiences probably have a fair bit to do with them. Is that a harsh thing to say?
No, and when I went through all the like my dating history, which I sent you a voice message, and I said, so most of my dates have come from Bumble, to be honest. Yeah. Like 95%.
Yep.
A couple from Tinder, one from a speed dating that I was hosting. That's how you do it.
Yep. you got to, what are the stack the odds in your favour?
Yeah, right.
Create a speed dating event. There's going to be a bunch of single men there.
I was just hosting.
Just
I was like,
get up
I
and
like
be all charismatic.
You, exactly, in my basketball top as well. I wasn't even dressed well.
Yeah. No, see, I get caught on that time when you came over and you had your basketball top on.
And my crazy makeup.
You've been to a glamour shoot, so you had like glam hair and makeup.
Yeah, with my no. This is when I coached basketball or watched Joshua play basketball, and then I went and hosted that person who will remain nameless, her speed dating event.
Yeah, okay.
She's like, can you host? So I hosted it, and then one of the guys I saw, the German, I was like, yes.
Okay, cool. I remember the German.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Sprachen Sie Deutsch.
Anyway, you know I like an accent. I can't help myself.
I don't want to I don't want people who are in single, because I know that there's people in singles groups who are going to listen to this, and I don't want them going, Damien, you're a judgmental dick. But they're going to do that anyway.
Right.
But I think that your experiences in life have a lot to do with the way that you approach them. And I get that it's hard. And you've messaged me going, this is fucked.
Yeah.
Like, I hate dating, blah, blah, blah. And then, like, what happens weeks later? Oh, look, you go on a really nice date. You know, you might get ghosted by some guy who dies, but you know. But you still have.
In general,
and same with, like, sorry to cut you off.
Okay.
But Karen, same thing. She hates dating, and she'd said that, made that comment. But you know what she does?
She dates.
Yeah. And then she'll meet a guy, and there was a guy that she was dating a little while ago, and I know she doesn't mind us talking about this, who seemed really great.
Yes.
And then he was meant to come over. And then he died.
Yeah. Yeah, right.
So
many die.
It's
amazing.
That's what I'm going with ghosting these days.
I have to be truthful. I'm at like that 6th date point now.
Yeah.
And I just keep going, am I going to be ghosted?
Can I just say?
Yeah.
Once you get past a certain number of dates,
I can't.
You don't call them dates.
No,
so
I know.
you stop counting.
I know. I'm not.
So we've had 27 dates so far. Really? Really?
It's a bit like when people say, my child is 47 weeks. And I'm like, you mean like pretty much a year old?
Yeah, go with a year.
Fuck off.
Like once you get to 12 months, you can start saying it in months. You can say 11
someone
months.
who kept doing like for ages, they were doing like weeks. And I'm like, you do not have a newborn anymore. Get over it.
You go weeks up until 6
3
months. I would say 6 months.
Yeah.
Well, even 3 months, yeah.
I feel like I
and
went
then you go months
11
until
weeks, 3 months.
You can go months up until 2 years.
Yeah.
Because you can say 18 months.
Oh, yeah. Or you might say,
15 months.
Like you're right. Okay,
but
then
you start counting in years.
Yeah, I don't go around going, I am 96 months or whatever. I'm not. You're like 250.
So you're like 8. 96 months. Literally 8. So everyone, like, to the gentleman who commented that Sky looks young, clearly, because she's only 8. Oh, my God. And married for how many years?
14.
Yeah. Oh, wow. Okay. Anyway. So so I don't like to make people feel like you know, it's
they're idiots.
Negativity. I do like to do that. Negativity surrounds people. That's, you know, I don't want to make it sound like that. But unfortunately, how you approach things, the energy you give out is the energy you're going to get back. If you get around being all negative about shit, unfortunately, negative experiences are going to be the prominent thing that you notice. There was a have we spoken about? Is it Darren Brown? Is it Brown? Darren?
I think we have.
I think it's Brown.
Yes.
He's a mentalist anyway.
Yes.
He used to be a mentalist, right? So he used to do that whole, you know, have a group of people in a crowd, like pretending he's a medium and be going, okay, so there's someone out there and they've lost someone and the name starts with a J. Is it a J?
My auntie Janet.
Janet. Yeah. Did Janet have grey hair?
Oh my gosh, yes, she did.
Yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
Whoa.
That, right? So he used to be one of those people. Yeah. But then what he does now is he exposes how that's bullshit and all those people are fake. Like what's that guy that was on the TV?
The medium guy,
yeah,
yes.
They're all full of shit. It is not. I mean, I'm not saying there's no spiritual people out there who can connect with spirits and stuff like that.
I mean,
but these idiots who get up on stage and take your money and then do that whole kind of like, I'm getting a present. Yeah. They are absolute.
And they're fast. They do it because they're fast. They're like, oh my God, grey hair, red top, blah, 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 blah.
Yeah, and she used to like, and because you've gone Janet or whatever, Janice, and grey hair, so automatically I'm going, she's old. Oh, and she liked to play bingo. And you'd be like, oh my fucking God, my old 90-year-old Aunt Janice did like to play bingo.
She had a sister as well. Did she have a sister?
She have a sister? Yeah.
And the sister, I feel like, no, also passed. Yes? Whoa.
Yeah.
yeah.
But anyway,
oh my gosh, maybe we should become
scammers. We should be mentalists.
Yeah.
So he now exposes people, and one of the things that he did in one of his shows was about luck, and so he showed how luck is not real, and he was setting up these stories. Look it up, Darren. I think it's Darren Brown, but the whole luck thing. He made people believe that they were lucky or unlucky, and then there was a guy who thought he was unlucky, so he was setting him up by like dropping money in front of him on the ground and doing things like giving him lotto numbers that faked the win and stuff. And this guy was not noticing it because he thought he was unlucky. So he's walking down the road and he's blind to the fact that there's a £50 note on the ground because he's like, I don't know, what's the point in looking around? I'm unlucky. That getting back around. Dating, you can have that effect. If you're you can mentally set yourself up to fail in anything. Let's talk about lifting weights. Okay. You will mentally set yourself, or dropping in on a skateboard. I was talking to a guy from work who's a power lifter, like an elite power lifter, and we're talking about that mental struggle. Now, you may be physically capable of doing. We're all physically capable of doing amazing things, but if your brain doesn't let you do it, then you get yourself up on a half pipe on a skateboard. That is some scary shit. I don't care who you are. You get up there and you're about to drop in there.
Yeah.
Physics works. It will work. Gravity will make it happen for you.
Yeah.
And stay balanced. So all you got to do is trust that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Your muscles, if they're strong, I mean, you don't go your first squat and go, right, I've never done this before.
150.
And, I'm just going to chuck 150 on the bar and just unload this and bang. You're going to break your spine, right? But if you know what you're capable of, like I was lifting today and I'm like, okay, I'm about to lift more than I've ever lifted before. But I just lifted my previous max and it felt fine.
Good. That's the key.
So therefore, the next one, instead of going, oh shit, I've just chucked another 2.5 kilos on there, this is going to be hard, I'm like, don't even think about the number.
Cool. Yeah.
And then once you've done it, go, no worries, write that number down. I've achieved it.
Yeah.
Dating, same thing. If you think dating sucks, it sucks.
Well, like my sister, she is like, I don't know how we got into the subject, but she was like, I'm just over it. I can't even get a date. And I'm like...
You can.
Yeah. I like I said to her, send me your profile, but she didn't. Really annoying. Because I'd love to know what she's doing, what her profile says. I feel like it wouldn't say anything.
Well, she needs to listen to that episode a couple of weeks ago of what not to do on
Tinder. She also does the photos. Hi.
She's new to it, Sky.
I know, she won't let me help her.
Yeah. I think that, I mean, it's a pretty blanket statement to say, if you're negative about things are going to be negative, because I know that people approach it with an open mind, being positive, and then, unfortunately, people act like dicks. 9 times out of 10, as we've proven plenty of times through the messages we've read and the messages you got there, and we're going to get back into because you got a few messages based on that before that I want you to read that you showed me earlier, and I was like, no, show me on the show. Men seem to make it difficult for themselves and for women. Men think that women are making it difficult, but that's because women are frightened of men.
Yeah, because you do crazy things.
Yeah, they don't know. Yeah. So women are guarded and they're like, women won't open up to me or whatever. Because they're shit scared of being treated like shit. They're shit scared of being fucking raped and murdered.
Yes, 100% we are. Like, you see it on social media every day, another woman.
Yeah, and the worst thing a man can be scared of is a woman ignoring him.
Yeah.
Like, fuck off, mate.
Yeah, we get like messages. Oh, okay, do you want me to read a couple like lately?
Yeah. So this is you posted up. We're looking for dating horror stories, and this is what happened. So, are we going to say that this would be as a direct result?
Yeah, I'd say so.
They're
okay,
in the group.
This is my favorite one. Hey, babe, XXX. Yeah.
You got to say it like, hey, babe.
Oh. Okay.
Because that's what he's doing, right?
Yeah. Obviously, I didn't reply.
I'm going to use that articulator and put my voice down.
Make sure.
Hey, babe.
Yeah, do it. And then, like, can you get, like, sound of kisses or something? Because it's gross. Anyway, this guy, he was pretty original.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi. See, I picture people in real life just walking straight up to somebody. Hi. I was a bit loud, but then just standing there, you'd be like, hi.
Yeah. This one went hello with a waving face.
All they did was wave.
Yeah, just a waving face.
But they've been cute, Sky.
Oh, are they?
They've been cute. I'm cute. Look at me. I speak with emojis. You ever had a GIF conversation?
I love GIF conversations.
Yeah, they're great.
No, that was the one from the few weeks ago. That this will be always my favourite. Hey, Sky, just a question: do you think you can fall in love with a person even though you haven't met them personally?
We did
I
this
know, but
one
it still
on the
makes
show,
me laugh.
yeah.
I know, but it still makes me laugh. Okay, then these has got nothing to do. Let's just this with the post.
Can I read an unsolicited message I got first of all?
Yeah, but can I read this one first?
Yeah, do it. Yep.
Well, hello, you. Aren't you sexy? Drool face. If you like lads with tattoos, we may get on. Wink face. Or no, not wink face. That was sort of weird, like. Or someone also commented saying "nice bum."
Oh God!
Like, great email, thanks.
So this is the kind of unsolicited messages I get. Hi, I put an ad up today without messaging you first to see if it was okay. Sorry about that. Any chance I can repost it? It's just some pedals I'm selling.
Oh my God!
That was from my sim racing group.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, and then here's another one that I've got. Hey, mate, could I grab the recipe off you for your fried chicken sandwich? It looks awesome and I wouldn't mind giving it a shot. Cheers. Another one, and I probably should have responded to this one because I didn't even notice it. This is from 22nd of April 2021. Sorry to this lady. She said, greetings. My son is curious about guitar lessons. Costs 16 years. Oh, sorry.
Aww.
I was like a year and a half ago, someone approached me for guitar lessons. So, yeah, so that's the kind of unsolicited messages I get.
Here's another one I got here. I would date you. I'm 35 and single and live in Bayswater. If interested, inbox. No, you're already in my inbox. So I can't inbox you. I just would reply. But also I'm not going to because I don't know you. You weirdo. Like I know that someone just messaged me saying, hey, how's the long weekend going? This is a couple of months ago. Like I don't know you. Why am I going to reply? Hello, good evening.
Are you getting messages right now as we speak?
No,
you're
this
showing
is just,
online?
Okay.
No.
No. Oh, God. Yes, I just got a...
Yeah, because I just heard your phone do a noise. Yeah.
Oh, my God. Yeah, I just got like a photo, like a, hey, how are you? Oh.
See, we talked about this earlier, okay? And this is going to, when we kind of come back to blind dating, okay?
Okay.
So, when you message someone and they can't see your photo, right? Now, people not aware of that? They're like, they're not going to see it.
No.
They have to accept it.
Yeah. I think they're not aware or they assume that I'm going to click on it.
And what is the purpose of that? Like, if you want to see my photos, like if I start talking to you, you're seeing my photos. It's kind of like people asking questions on the internet. It's like, you know that device you're using to ask this question on Facebook?
Yeah.
You know you could go to this thing called Google and just type it there.
You know what, you see it in Mandarin Mums Club all the time, like, what, my child has a temperature of 39. What do you think I should do? Well, maybe go to the doctor, but also Google that. Don't be asking mums.
Yeah, don't be asking other people because someone's going to troll you.
Yeah, like they just do it all the time. Like, this rash, you think this rash is okay? Go to a doctor.
I know this is getting off topic, but, whatever. That's how we do this. So I'm just going to go to a group I'm in that I just cannot bring myself to leave because I'm
Is
a
this
troll.
The crazy one?
No, I'm not in the relationship rules. I'm not in that group.
I am.
I'm in this group called Slow Cooker Recipes Australia. Nobody in this fucking group knows how to cook.
Oh, yeah, I know.
right?
You bitched about it to me about this before.
Hell, right?
Yes.
Some of the stupid shit. People will get these like, so I want to make slow cooked burgers. Why would you want to do that?
That's weird.
Or someone's, can I slow cook this pasta? No, you don't need to. It cooks for 3 minutes. And cooking it for a longer time is not make it better. So you know how I feel about carbonara.
Yes.
Right? Okay. So what are the ingredients in carbonara, Sky?
Cheese, like special cheese.
Pecorino Romano.
What else? Oh, I should have my first. Egg. Mm-hmm. The pasta. Pepper. Water.
One kale. Okay. Water does
not. Sorry.
Water's not an ingredient. It's water.
The meat stuff.
Yeah, one kale, which is jowls.
Yeah.
Or you can use pancetta. So it's a cured
and
meat.
And cream.
No cream. Right? No cream.
I know that there's no cream,
Do not put
but I
cream
just really like the look. Your face does go for a second where I'm going to kill you, and then you're like, oh, that's right, it's okay.
I get triggered.
Yeah.
So this fucking group, right, I have had posts removed or like comments removed for daring to tell these people, one, why the hell would you cook carbonara in a slow cooker? Because
isn't it meant to be fast?
Yes. That's the whole point. Is because this segment of the show is cooking tips with Damo. So it's eggs.
Yeah, so you don't want to scramble?
You don't want to cook the fucking eggs more than heating them up and taking them above safe eating temperature.
So I learnt this when I was at Josh's house, and he was like cooking. He's like, I just can't talk to you for a second, Sky, because he was too busy dealing with the eggs. And I was like, oh, okay.
Okay, so I'm going to give everyone a little bit of a rundown on carbonara here.
Go.
Okay, so you cook your pasta. First of all, you chop up your one kale into lardons. Now, a lardon is like maybe a 2 or 3 centimetre little rectangle of meat. You put that in a cold cast iron, or I use cast iron. You put it in a cold pan with no oil. You heat it up and it renders all the fat down and it creates its own oil. They become crispy. You then get some pecorino romano and some eggs and you mix them together and then you get some of the pasta water. You scoop the pasta water into the eggs and the cheese and it melts the cheese, but it doesn't cook the eggs because it's not hot enough yet and it's all liquid. And then you put the pasta in the one kale, turn the pan off, then you get your egg and cheese mix, dump that on top of the pasta and one kale and stir it and then turn the heat back on gently and then just stir it until it all comes together and makes a sauce. The cheese melts, the egg heats up to a temperature which makes them safe to eat, and that is how you make carbonara. Oh, and pepper. You put pepper in the cheese and egg mix. But that's it.
Ta-da.
But anyway, it's so simple. Yeah. You don't need to slow cook this shit. So listen to these idiots, okay?
Okay.
This is... Oh, my God.
Are you okay?
This hurts. All right. Slow cooker carbonara. 1.5 kilograms of chicken thighs diced. What? 300 grams of bacon, which is smoky. 400 grams of mushrooms. 1 onion. 2 tablespoons of garlic. 3 cans of cream of chicken condensed soup.
This is carbonara?
600 mils of thickened cream. 2 chicken stock cubes. And then your pasta. No mention of pepper. No mention of eggs. That is not carbonara.
It's like a chicken bake.
It is some chicken pasta bake that they're doing in a slow cooker.
I made that the other day. I didn't even make it in a pasta bake.
That sounds like a delicious recipe.
It does.
But don't call it carbonara, please. Stop it. Just
okay.
stop.
I know that it's not carbonara.
Anyway.
And everyone who listens to this show also knows
you do
carbonara.
Now. Yeah. Anyway, that was Cooking Tips with Damo. Tune in next week where I'll rant about some other nonsense. Blind dating.
Yes. So, I don't even know how we got onto the subject of this, but basically...
A post you made.
Which post?
I think it was pretty sure it was on our page where you'd said something about
I think where I did when I did the me on like a dating app.
Yes, because you were also I didn't want to say it at the time because it was semantics and it doesn't matter.
I wasn't swiping to the
You were swiping the wrong way. You were saying I'm swiping left, but you were filming it from the other side, so it was as if you were swiping on the camera.
Yeah.
And so I was going into that whole filmmaking thing of like She's actually swiping right.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, fine. Yeah, when I look at it now, I'm like, yeah, okay.
But anyway, doesn't matter.
It was funny.
So it was funny.
Thank you.
But me being me, what did I do?
You messaged me?
I messaged you and picked on it.
Yeah. You did, yeah. I'm used to it now.
I didn't pick on it. How did I end up on this show, Sky?
Because you messaged me constantly when I do my podcast, and it was just me going with this music in the background. We've deleted all the episodes, but if anyone did ever listen to my original episodes, I had this sort of weird elevator music.
Yeah.
And it'd be in the background. I'd be like, yeah, I remember this one time I went on a date with Fred Smith. Yeah.
Yeah. So a girl from work started listening to the show and she's like, why is the first episode introducing you? And I'm like, it's because there was 9 episodes where it was Sky by herself and they were a bit out of context and the tone was different, so we decided to delete them.
So they're gone.
And they're like, oh, okay. So I'm like, we didn't do a say hello to Sky episode, did we? It was like, it's so weird because it's like introducing me.
Yeah.
But now that we're getting listeners who don't know you.
No.
And so they're like, well, that's weird.
It is weird. Maybe we need to do a say hello to Sky
What we
episode.
need to do is a new trailer.
Oh, that's a good idea.
So people do know what they're doing.
I'm Sky, I'm Damo, and we're Girls 5 Ever.
We've got a sound effect somewhere. But anyway, so you were talking about swiping.
And how send me on a blind date.
Yeah, because we'd done the swiping episode and then it was like send me on a blind date. And I said, curiously, blind dates don't exist anymore.
And I was like, I think they do. Yeah.
Now, my rationale for that is traditionally a blind date is you have not met the person. You've had no
contact.
Physical. Well, you might have messaged because let's say my colleague says, so I've got this great person that I know that I want to hook you up with. Here's their number, right? And I might call you because we're talking about back in the olden days, right? So I might call you because there's no internet, there's no messaging. I have no way of finding out how you look unless you mail me a photograph in the mail. Right?
Sounds so creepy.
Which is not going to happen. All right? Or I go around, someone tells me where you live and I go around, or where you work and I sit outside and look for you.
That's creepy too.
Creepy. But a blind date would be you don't know what the person looks like, hence the term blind, because you haven't seen them. Yet you may have corresponded with them by phone, like, oh, hey, get to know you.
Let's go
on a date. I'll meet you down at the bloody blah, 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 and I'll wear a carnation in my lapel and I'll have a ribbon in my hair and whatever, And then you rock up and then you're like...
so simple, hey?
Yeah, well, I don't know. You turn up and you're like, oh, my God, she's got 2 heads.
Right, yeah. That is oh, yes. And what happens if you don't like small, like short guys and he's like 4'7"?
Yeah, exactly. It's like you had to just deal with it. So that was blind dating. It doesn't exist.
No, you're right.
And it's not possible because you used the argument of online dating.
Yeah. That's But I don't know. I feel like, is it a blind date?
Well, see, you're saying this now because we've had the conversation.
But before.
At the time, you were kind of like, well, isn't Tinder blind dating? Because when you meet somebody, when you go out for a date, you haven't met them before. But it's not because you've seen them. And you swiped on them based on what you saw. Yeah, and to be truthful,
you never ever swipe on the people with black squares.
You might if you're one of those people who just swipes right indiscriminately while you're looking out watching the TV or something.
That's true. Yeah, but I've never done. I always look at those and I'm like, if you can't put your photo up, you're a loser or a serial killer or cheating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like I've said before, I've swiped left so many times before that I run out of people to swipe on, and then you match with people and then you discover they're boring. Although,
let's be honest, I think Tinder and Bumble can be blind dates because they might not look like themselves.
That is true. When they're catfishing.
Yeah.
So that would make it a blind date.
Yeah.
So these days,
me with the old man.
Yeah, the only true blind date is when you get catfished completely. And we're not talking about like when someone's got a photo where they're younger or they don't have a beard and they turn up to the
different person.
I was going to say they turn up to the gig.
Oh.
They turn up to
well, they can if they want.
They turn up to the gig, like they turn up to the date
and they're not.
And they have a beard and you're like, what the hell happened?
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, so that could be blind date.
Yeah.
But I think that in itself is problematic. Whereas the sense of the blind date is that you don't know what the person looks like, and that's impossible. Even if it is someone and it's that scenario, I've got this friend. I think you'd be great.
Well, you still stalk them.
You would even if you don't stalk them. Like if you correspond through Messenger, they've got a profile photo 9 times out of 10. Or you do, because once again these days you want to kind of feel safe about things. So you would stalk them and just have a look at their photos and stuff and kind of decide, like, you know, if you want to actually meet them. So blind dates, as the pure definition of blind date, don't exist.
I have to be truthful. I could not imagine being set up on a date either. I know when we were talking, you mentioned the whole idea of like the double date.
Yeah, I was going to say that. Yeah. How weird would that be?
Okay, right? It'd be really weird if like a couple invited me on a date with a friend of his, and I just had to be all nice to someone that
and what if you didn't get along with them?
Right.
And it's not like a normal date where like
you can just disappear.
You just go, emergency. Gotta get your text one of your friends, fucking call me.
Yeah, because one of your friends is right there.
Or you just go to the bathroom
toilet
and not come back.
You can't do that if your friends are sitting
there.
You're
there with your friends. Yeah. And then you're like just being all, and I think it's probably been scenes on movies like that. But yeah, if you're there, but although you could be like looking at each other going, are you fucking serious? Like, you vouched for this person. And then that's when they find out, oh no, that's just George from accounting. I don't actually know him.
Yeah, I thought apparently he's single. And,
I just sort of hook you up. Or like, if you're like your mum hooks him, you know, if your mum went, oh, I've got a guy for you to date, you'd be like, oh.
No. It's like when my mum offered to give me an eHarmony membership.
Yeah.
I had someone the other day say to me, oh, Sky, there's someone that I think you might like. I'm like, oh, okay. And they're like, yeah, but I mean, he's fat and bald. And I'm like,
hey, well, it's a project.
Yeah. It could be a project.
Get him fit.
Yeah.
That's what you need.
You need like hair transplants. I don't really care about that. You need
a fat guy who is secure about themselves enough to be confident.
Yeah.
But also want to change. Okay. Like they're not going to be ashamed of like swimming with their shirt off and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, like you don't want someone who's like completely like, I'm not happy with my body image, you know, but whatever, I'm still comfortable with
I danced in my kitchen like today and
with your belly
Instagram.
out.
Yeah. And I didn't care.
Who cares?
Yeah.
But I mean, I went to the shops looking like this. I mean, my hair is not done. I've got my gym clothes on. I probably smell. I don't really care. But you know,
that's called confidence.
Yeah, that's called not giving too many fucks about the locals.
Yeah.
But there's worse things. Like I said, there was a guy in his pajamas pushing a pram.
That was so random. And the child was in the pajamas as well. They were all in their pajamas.
It was 1:00 in the afternoon.
I know. So I saw them and I messaged it to you going,
I read it.
Just saw a guy with his children. They're all in pajamas. Only in Nollamara.
Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe he's decided to like
reverse time.
Just bail. Like maybe they were hanging at home.
Yeah.
And then mum's had like a conniption about something. And he's just like, okay, kids, let's go for a walk.
It's
before we all get murdered because we've done something wrong or whatever.
Oh, I know, like when my mum was going through menopause, sometimes she just, it was intense. And like Marika and I would just be like, we're going for a walk to the beach.
Can I just say, this is something that you're not going to be dealing with. I mean, you've dealt with it yourself as a woman.
Yeah, but not, I have boys.
I've fucking got a child who menstruates now.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It's so much fun.
Meanwhile, I'm going to have masturbating teenagers.
Oh, well, I'm going to have a masturbating teenager too, but she's a girl.
Yeah.
And she's probably going to be like, you know, discreet about it. You're not going to walk in and find like cum socks and stuff like that because that's what you're going to find.
Oh, then what? Like, and I got another, like, and then the comment, by Josh the other day about how like a sticky shower, like with teenagers. And I was like. A
sticky shower.
I was like.
Where's he heard that?
I was like, I can never look at my children again. Like, this is gross. Like,
do they lock their doors now? Like, do they close their doors?
I mean, Joshua does.
Yeah.
Sometimes.
Because it's going to be like the bathroom visits are going to take longer. I
know, right?
You can enter your bathroom from two directions too.
Yeah, I'm going to have to, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to,
But no, it's going to happen.
I know, it's going to be gross.
And then there'll be a time when well, you already told me about the penis
comparison.
Yep.
But yes, I don't have a pre-puberty. Oh no, she's pubescent. No,
she's gone through puberty.
Yeah.
I mean, she's only 10, but she's done it.
Yeah.
But the whole
mood swings.
Yeah. Oh, it's something that I've kind of I've forgotten is a thing because I haven't lived with a woman for a really long time. Suddenly, I'm living with a woman again. I'm not degrading her in any way. I'm not saying she's crazy or anything, but for
it's exhausting.
a few days, and because she hasn't come to terms with it yet because it's new to her. It's only happening for a few months. So, and she's still only 10. So for her, it's kind of like, I don't understand it. And then a few days later, she's all like, and I'm like, it's all good. It's over.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very, very obvious. But I mean, I remember my dad, I think because I had two older sisters and a mum, but my dad took me aside. I probably would have been 10 or 11, and he's like, Damien, we live with 3 women now. I'm like, what do you mean? And he explained to me what happens, what women go through, how difficult it is, how not in control of your emotions you are based on your hormone levels, and how we just need to kind of be observant and aware, and when we see it's happening, get the fuck out of Dodge. Basically, he's like, that's why men have sheds. This is why a good man gives a woman space, lets her eat all the chocolate. Well, not let, it's not like you need permission, but just have all the chocolate.
Yeah.
If you're into meat, have a steak, get your iron levels up.
Cool.
Watch your trashy TV, whatever. Have a cry, have a laugh, be as insane as you want, but don't make any comments about it. Never tell them that they're crazy. Never say, you're only upset because you've got your period, because you know what's going to happen? You're going to get stabbed in the face.
Yeah.
So my dad was very wise, and he taught me
I just remember teenage boys being like, you on your rags? You on your rags? That was the thing I hated the most.
I've never been like that. But then again, I got raised differently, so it was,
Oh, look, I mean, obviously I'm one of 2 girls. My poor dad had 3 women and no other males. So
it's but that's part of being a parent, isn't it? And then when you're on your own, this is just one of those things. You're just gonna have to. You are going to walk in on your son. I mean, it never happened to me, but it's a high likelihood that you might walk in on your son shaking hands with beef. Or you'll overhear him talking about it to someone, and you're just going to have to pretend and this is the thing, they think that it's new.
Yeah. Did I tell you, oh my God, listen to this then. So Joshua.
And they never in their wildest dreams will they think that you do it.
Oh, of course not. No. No. It's
There's
funny.
certain conversations you just don't want to
have.
Yeah.
So
Mum, do you masturbate?
Yeah. Yes, I do. It's just not a conversation you're ever going to have.
No, you just assume they do, or you pretend that it never happened.
What? Sex?
Parents don't have sex?
No.
Where'd you come from, son?
Magic. Yeah. Magic.
Sorry, you can
So
say.
Joshua had a disco on Friday night, right? He goes to me, I've asked a girl for a slow dance. I'm like, that's lovely. What's her name? And he's like, whatever. And then he goes, have you ever slow danced? Do you know? I'll show you. And I'm like, oh, thanks, Nate. Thanks. So then he and Benjamin, both of them, showed me how to slow dance. So now I know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, I had no idea before.
Men of the world.
Right?
Yeah.
I like how they just assume I'm. So now I'm like, oh my God, I am officially not in that world. I'm like an old lady in their mind. I've never slow danced. I've never done anything. But.
Yeah. So give me, because Billy, not in a million years would she be like, Dad. But she does like to hug boys. But I think I might have been telling you, her and her best friend, they've both got these crushes, but they don't talk to their own crush.
You don't
they
talk
to your mate's crush.
Yeah.
And I'm like, well, why don't you just that
go
guy?
with that,
go with that guy. He's the one you talk to. She's like, oh no, because I like him.
So
and
weird.
Friend likes him, and I'm like,
I remember
you got to talk to him, right?
I remember I asked the boy out, I asked him out, and then we were going out. I was 11, but we never went near each other. We were just going out.
God, I remember I was my sister actually set me up when I got to year 8.
Yeah.
She was in year 9 because in those days year 8 was the first year of high school. I got to high school and she's hooked me up with a friend of hers.
Yeah.
and then went to like school disco. Ooh. And I'm sitting there here with this older woman who was like, 14 and I was 13 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And I'm sitting there like, oh yeah, so good. I'd never had anything to do with girls in that regard. I'm like, and it was also at that point in time in my life, I was just petrified. I didn't kiss girl. I never kissed a girl. I'd never done anything. Never even touched a girl like on purpose, like, and it was just like, I do a hold a hand or at the disco and you're like, put your arm on around them and, we're going out. It's
so weird. And then suddenly it just changes.
Suddenly it's all like, and you stink and, everything's...
I see all the like year 11 and 12s with their like girlfriends and boyfriends and I'm just like,
it's going to last forever.
Yeah, and they just just thought of them having like, it's weird like that, being at a school because...
Yeah, it's Danny and Sandy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, summer loving. It's going to last the rest of their lives.
Forever, ever. Although, one of the girls I work with, she was a prefect with her husband and they weren't together, but they got together at 19.
We know people who married their childhood sweethearts.
My sister. Yeah, I mean, they're divorced now, almost divorced, but
Our friend Sarah.
Oh, yeah. So she and my sister are very similar. Yeah.
Speaking of Greece, this year's dance performance, I've been once again invited to take part.
Oh, is it Greece?
It's Greece.
Is it this is the dad-daughter dance?
No. It's not a daughter, no. The dance school where Billy goes, there's different groups, and there's ranging from the toddlers up to the seniors, and the seniors are like girls in their 20s and like they're the really good dancers. Yeah. But then there's the adult tap group, and it's all these women who are later 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, old. Yeah. Not old like me, like compared to the rest of the school.
17-year-olds.
Yeah, the rest of the school is teenagers and girls in their 20s, maybe a couple in their 30s who are still dancing in those groups, and they're like, and some of them become professional dancers, and they, and they go to the thing. But then this group is like the mums and the ex-dancers.
Yes, okay.
And so and it's for fun. Always gets the biggest round of applause.
I bet it does. Yeah.
Them and the toddlers because they
so
stand
adorable.
there picking their nose or crying or staring off the back.
They're
and
adorable.
Like, when they're supposed to be dancing. But the adult group, adult tap. Now I don't tap dance, but going back a couple of years now, got invited along to take part in. They did Raining Men. Yeah. And they wanted some men to do a bit walk on. So it was like a 10-second walk on part. Did the walk on, huge applause because there's a bunch of men and we all dressed as like different types of men. I feel like
that's when I first started chatting with you. Yeah.
And so we were all different types of men. We had a guy dressed in like football gear. We had a guy dressed in construction gear. It was like basically
the
village people without the racism. And then it was like I was a hipster guy. Yeah. We had a guy in a suit and we just did some moves. But then the following year, the teachers realised that, I can do choro, and so we kind of became part of the entire performance and did Dirty Dancing.
That's right, you did the lift.
So we did me and a couple other guys did the lift, and I was in the middle, and then the other guys held their arms, and then we all had these parts, and then I had a lead part in that. So then we've been asked back again for Greece.
Cool.
Yeah,
awesome.
So this year
are you Danny?
We all we were all Patrick Swayze, so we all dressed the same. It's just I had a more leading role because I did a few more dances. So this year we're doing Grace. So we get to be Danny Zuko. So and I just I'm waiting to be doing it's electrifying. Yes. I bet that's going to come in there. Drop the knees and the shake up. Well, you better shape up. But apparently the dance is going to be 9 minutes long. So
it's a long, fun. Oh my God, that sounds awesome.
Yeah, so when the time comes, maybe we'll advertise and people can buy tickets and come and see me dance and support my daughter's dance school.
Oh my God, I'll come, totally, yeah. I'll make the boys and I go, yes.
Yeah. So, anyway, dating sucks, we know it.
It totally does.
You know what? It's also really great.
It is really great.
So, you may or may not meet the person of your dreams and live happily ever after. But you know what? If you don't try, you never will.
I think that's the key. We know how many horror stories I've had, but I've just I think you even said it today, get back
Are
on the
they
horse.
truly horror stories? Literally get back on the horse.
Okay, they're not horror stories, but I've just had a lot of failures, I suppose. Yeah, that's what they are.
We all have.
Yeah.
But it's still not like some people, especially going back once again, bashing singles groups, you'll see people just going, like I've seen men on there going, well, fucking Tinder sucks. We don't get fucking any matches, don't get any responses. And it's like, is this your attitude? Because no, you won't.
Yeah.
And then like we delved into a couple of weeks ago, your photos are of the top of your head or holding a fish or, you've got glasses. Do something about it. Present yourself better. Be a little bit more self-aware. Don't be so negative. Don't neg people. Don't
try and have a conversation.
Yeah.
Really.
And don't turn on people. Like there's a message there where someone's messaged Karen that she's shown me, and he's turned around and he's basically, I'm going to see if I can find it while I'm kind of just filling in the dead air, where he's straight up gone, this is why people don't like you.
That's lovely.
What the fuck do you mean this is why people don't like you? What are you talking about?
That's such a terrible thing to say. That makes...
Yeah, I think it was in OK Stupid, to be honest.
Nice. Nice.
But I'm going to find it because it was really disgusting. I'm just like, do you really talk to people like that? Like, why? What the hell?
I think people really do. People are really that awful to other people. It's just... I think they're obviously insecure and they like to make themselves feel better. And so they do.
Okay, so here it is. Yeah. All right. So, yeah, it is in OK Stupid. So this guy has posted, hello, beautiful, on Thursday.
Wow.
And then, hey.
Oh, yeah, I've had those so many times.
And then the next day, have I done something wrong? And she's gone, no. And his response, ignoring me.
Oh.
And she's gone, I have a life. Now, we know Karen works shift work. All right? She's not always available when normal people are. I'm not calling you not normal, Karen. You know that.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean. When you're a shift worker, you operate in different hours. And if she's working night shift, she might not be up for a chat, dude. You know, whatever. She might be, you message her during the day, she might be sleeping because she has to go to work through the middle of the night. And he goes, yeah, and so do I, but I don't just randomly ignore people. Fuck you. And so, Karen, this is typical Karen response, nobody owes you their time. How entitled are you? Do you feel you are owed time from people you have not met? Grow up and start respecting others.
Go, Karen.
So his response, no wonder no one likes you because you just use and abuse people and delete them for no reason.
Ugh. Oh, my God.
Go away, mate. Be self-aware. Look at this for, hey, beautiful, hey, have I done something wrong? Why are you ignoring me? Get a grip.
Yeah.
And then he's going to turn around and go, oh, your dating sucks. Women just ignore me.
Women are just bitches.
Don't be a dick.
Yeah. And that's all those messages that I get, hundreds of them, where they're like, hey, beautiful. I'm like, nice bum. I'm not responding to you at all.
No.
And there was that one time that guy messaged and you said, ask him what he benches.
Yeah.
And so I did.
3 months later.
Yeah, he's like, 150, why? And I'm like, I'm not even replying to you. And then he sent me a video of him benching.
Yeah. I realised that the reason was because when you sent the photo, he had stupidly skinny legs.
Yes.
And I said, ask him how much he benches.
Yeah.
So when he comes back and tells you that he could or how much he benched, then your next comeback would be, you should maybe spend some time on leg day.
Yeah,
or
because it took him 3 months to reply.
Yeah, like you how much do you squat? Half that, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
But
yeah.
Don't forget leg day. It's important.
It is important. Yeah. It's very important.
It's good for your core.
Yeah, and also, your legs look good.
Yeah.
Don't leave them.
If you squat, I think squatting is one of the most important exercises you can do because your flexibility in your ankles and your knees and your hips as you're getting older. You don't have to be squatting massive weights, although it helps. But it also makes you engage your entire core and you burn more fat squatting than you do from any other weight
great.
bearing. I mean, unless you're doing like some barbell complexes or some CrossFit nonsense. And I'm not calling CrossFit nonsense, but some of the exercises they do in CrossFit
ridiculous.
are quite nonsense.
Yeah, they are.
They'll burn fat purely because you're doing 600 reps.
Yeah, you are meant to do 600 snatches. It's a known fact.
Of course, yeah. That's it. But no, do squats. I encourage everyone, do squats.
Everyone squat.
Yeah.
Ask to grass, please. Ask to grass.
And then you can do things like when you're crouching down and get something out of the oven, you can squat down to get it and then get back up again.
Instead of bending over with a bad, weird back thing and then pulling your back. I mean, like, why did I pull my back? How did that happen?
Flat feet, not on, like that whole on your toes squat thing. You cut circulation off in your ankles and then you won't be able to get back up again. Put your feet flat on the ground. Look at all these, like, in Asian countries.
Whole of Asia.
Yeah.
They can all do.
They all squat.
Seriously, everyone should be squatting every day just to go into a nice low squat.
Yep.
Spend like 5 minutes there. Or maybe you might only be able to spend 30 seconds there, but you should be able to eventually.
But not even weighted. And if you're having trouble starting there, you can grab the edge of your bread. Your bread.
Okay, you grab your bread.
You can grab your bread.
Or your bench or whatever.
Grab the edge of your bed, a chair or whatever, and squat down. Yeah. Get your bum down onto your ankles.
Yeah, full ass to grass.
And you will balance there. And people are like, oh, it's a balance. You feel unbalanced. You won't. Your body is built to do that.
Or you can do the whole what's it called? Like prayer hands where you push your knees out. If that makes you feel a little bit more balanced, like that's a good way too.
Yeah.
We should post some photos of that squatting.
Just get used to squatting.
Yeah,
it's very, very good for you.
It is. It's amazing.
And and make sure you keep your toes nice and spread and flat and your feet flat and you'll be good.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Wow.
Workout tips.
Oh my gosh.
It's like food tips.
It's like a roller coaster of where are we going today?
Yeah, that's it. But we need to. So we've got new segments. We've got making fun of people who can't spell.
Yeah. Cooking with Damo.
Cooking with Damo. You're doing it wrong.
Yeah.
There's actually a. There's a Facebook. Sorry, we're going to wrap this up. But there's a YouTube channel, and it's Why You Can't Cook.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I should watch that. I'm okay at cooking. I'm just not as
people
good as you.
just don't think of. But like, it's all right for me to say because I've cook a lot, and I'm an absolute nerd. So something like getting triggered by a stupid recipe which is not carbonara yet calling it carbonara, I'm allowed to do that.
You can it's fine.
Once again, don't fucking call it carbonara if it's got
more
cream.
than those 5 ingredients.
If it's got egg. I mean, sorry, if not eggs. Well, it's got to have eggs. If it's got cream. If you've put chicken in it. If you're using bacon. If you got mushrooms. If you're putting fucking all that. No, 5 ingredients.
Yeah. Okay.
5 ingredients.
We now know that 5 ingredients. Don't get it wrong.
Don't get it wrong. I will come for you.
Yeah, and we'll be testing you next week.
Yeah, we will be. I want to see your carbonara photos. Okay, Google it. Italian style carbonara.
I'm happy to sample.
I made some Alfredo this week. It was just butter and cheese. That's it. And it's the same kind of technique. I got 115 grams of Parmigiano Reggiano, 115 grams of butter. Put them in a bowl together. Put some pasta water in there. Melt the butter and the cheese, and then bung that in some pasta. Bam, Alfredo.
Fantastic.
Fucking amazing.
Oh my gosh. We got to go. Otherwise there'll be more recipes going. Right. We're going now.
Cheers.
Bye.
Right, see ya.
I hear the clock. It's 6 a.m. I feel so far from where I've been. I got my eggs and my pancakes too. I got my maple syrup, everything but you. I break the yolks and make a smiley face. I kinda like it in my brand new place. I wipe the spots up off the mirror, leave the keys in the door. I never throw towels on the floor anymore. Dreams last for so long, even after you're gone. And I know you love me, and soon I know you will see you were meant for me. I was meant for you. I called my mom and she was out for a walk. Consoled a cup of coffee, but I didn't want to talk, so I picked up a paper. It was more bad news. My heart's been broken, and people been used. Put on my coat in the pouring rain. I saw a movie, it just wasn't the same.
Thank you for listening to In My Lounge Room. Intro music written and performed by Damien McKay. This week's outro song was sung by Sky Pemba with orchestration and production by Damien McKay. Originally performed by dual songwriters Jewel Kilcher and Steve Poltz. Additional music used in this episode was Drone Corpse Aviator by Art Spire and the Great British Bake Off theme music by Jack Hallam. All rights reserved by the respective copyright owners.